You are welcome to another video of Juniper Security Associate course. In this section, I will talk about Juniper SRX application and application set objects. When you configure a security policy to match interesting traffic, the source and destination IP address must be taken from address and address set objects already configured in the address book, which was the topic of the previous section, and the application type must be configured in the application or application set object, which is the topic of this section. When we configure a security policy to match a traffic, we have to specify the source and destination IP address and also application type of the interesting traffic. The source and destination IP address must be taken from address and address set entries configured in the address book, and the application type must also be taken from a standard or custom application or application set list, which is the topic of this section. A standard application lists are already configured by the Juniper itself. We can configure new enterprise custom applications when they are not in the list of standard applications list. By default, there is a big list of applications that are already configured by Juniper itself. You can see the list by the command show configuration group Junos default and applications. As you can see, the name of all applications configured by the Juniper itself are started by Junos dash. Most of the standard applications are already configured by the Juniper itself, as you can see, and we don't need to reconfigure them unless the enterprise application does not follow the default rules. For example, let's check what is the default configuration of HTTP and HTTPS configured by the Juniper itself. You can check it with the command show configuration group Junos default applications, and then application, and then for example Junos-HTTP or HTTPS. As you can see, the HTTP traffic is matched with destination port 80 and protocol TCP by default, and HTTPS traffic is matched by protocol TCP and destination port 443. If you run a HTTP application that runs on port, for example, 8080 instead of 80, or an HTTPS application run on port 8443 instead of 443, then we need to add the custom application to the Juniper application list. In a few minutes, we will see how we add a custom application into the application list. If you notice at the configuration of applications by the Juniper, you see that most of them are matched by protocol and destination port. But there are some applications that cannot be recognized just with protocol number and port number, since they run over dynamic ports. The most famous is FTP application. You can see the configuration of FTP application detection by the command, for example, the same command but Junos FTP or FTP data. For these applications, application protocol must be inspected. In other words, for the detection of dynamic applications, the header of application layer must be also inspected. To add a custom application, in addition to protocol number, destination port, and application protocol, we have also other options like set applications, application test, like ether type, ICMP code and ICMP type, protocol numbers, source port, and destination port, and also application protocol. The option term here is used when there are more than one option to match an application. For example, if a HTTP application runs over both port 80 and 8080, you can configure with term 1, for example, with one matching, and term 2 with other matching. Let's also check once the list of protocols and application protocol. This is the default list of protocols. The most famous one is TCP, UDP, ICMP, and there are here many other protocols. And the list of application inspection application protocol, which mostly have dynamic ports and they cannot be detected by just protocol number and destination port. The most famous one is FTP and FTP data, but there is a big list of applications that sometimes must be inspected in the application layer. To create a custom application configuration example, in this example we create two custom applications: custom web matching port 8080 instead of port 80, and custom secure web matching the traffic with destination port 8443 instead of 443. With the application set exactly like address set in the address book, we can match multiple applications at once. For example, the both custom web and custom secure web here is matched with the application set. Therefore, instead of writing multiple lines in security policy to match multiple applications, we can match all of these applications at once with application set. Application set custom web set here is created to match both custom web and custom secure web, which is configured in the previous lines. And finally, let's copy the configuration in the Juniper SRX device and then commit. And finally, let's check how Juniper standard applications or custom applications can be called in a security policy with command security policies from zone, for example, inside to zone outside, policy test, and match application. As you can see, here is a big list of applications that we have created as custom applications or created by Juniper itself as standard applications.